Find the joy. We sometimes joked that we were carnies, the workers for carnivals that travel with the shows. It was a lot easier than the traveling carnivals, but it wasn't totally untrue. There's a lot of work for a repeated pop-up event that happens only once for the usual things. Setup, tear down, that sort of thing. The head of our crew had a saying, "If you aren't having fun, you're not doing it right." At first, I didn't get it. Besides the problem that I had been educated by people who take issue with double negatives, I had no idea what that looked like. If you aren't having fun, you aren't doing it right. Doing it right had meant getting the effect someone wanted. Doing it right led to satisfaction or relief. Even worse, a lot of times, if I started showing happiness during work, it was seen as I had extra energy. I was stealing from the work, which is, to be blunt, stupid. But it happens. I was confused and unsure about prioritizing having fun as a wanted part of working. Hi, this is Sanctuary of Play, a virtual church with the joyful mission that play is a sacred gift and an innate part of our natures which should be celebrated. We feel play is a basic need, like sleep, shelter, and community. And like those things, play is good for us, has a purpose, and can be expressed in many ways. We're going to talk about play and encourage play in our lives. Having fun as an endorsed part of my work, not smile, not be cheerful to the patrons, me, backstage, peeling stickers off of ticket counter rewards, was allowed and encouraged to be happy. I didn't have to formally gamify it. There was no score. I didn't have to display it. The head of the crew made it transparent and explicit that she wanted us to have a default that wasn't misery, obligation, coercion, duty, that she truly believed that if I did it whatever way made it fun for me, the effect and the result would be better for all of us. Not doing it the official crew way to do things, my way. It took years to realize how much her rule jailbroke my spirit. And with fun being wanted, it left room for other ways of being to be prioritized. If I'm not comfortable, am I doing it the right way for me? This is directly to my travel kits that have made the last 5 weeks of being on the road possible. For me, if I'm not curious, am I doing it right? For my partner, pardon me, if they're not at peace, are they doing it right? I love and feel a little bashful that I needed it, getting permission to include how I feel and how I want to feel in my work, in my life. It was a pretty niche environment and a unique message to me at the time. I remember I was sometimes I remember I was raised a little puritanically, and it's easy to forget that. I'm grateful for my time as a carny. So I was delighted when, as he was doing his wrap-up month, Stephen Colbert took a moment to talk about joy as part of his team's work ethic. I'll put the link in the description. I'm going to quote around the 30-second mark something he said. Quote, "We call it the joy machine because to do this many shows, it has to be a machine. But the thing is, if you do it with joy, it doesn't hurt as much when your fingers get caught in the gears." Unquote. I respect the amount of work it takes to do a nightly show, especially at his level of professionalism. He immediately also mentioned the team. I've been in strapped teams pulling off statistically impossible success, from the communication and handoffs being impossibly smooth. I've also been in places that tried to get away with that and failed. It has to grow. It has to be real. A leader can make it easier to grow by recognizing and valuing the emotional needs and humanity of the individuals and relationships in the team, but it can't be forced. It won't work in the long run, and a forced team will most likely fail at the highest pressure and the most critical point. So yeah, having fun and joy aren't just good practices. To be really good at what you do, keeping space for joy is an essential work practice. Work and play are not opposites. Do I mean like fake it till you make it, or smile until it feels real? Do I mean enjoying or carving out space for fun and joy as an obligation that you have to do? Or you're a bad person if you don't do this? Not at all. You have your reasons. Maybe starting something new is just too much right now. Maybe doing that feels too much like mandatory cheerfulness, like service industry pizza parties. Maybe it would feel like lying to yourself. Whatever's going on, if you decide not to try this or recognize when you do it, that's okay. I wanted to remind you have the option. I'd even argue that fun and joy are virtues. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Sunday.